Walking through the sleeping village. Part 1. The settling dusk. Your footsteps echo softly against ancient cobblestones as twilight drapes itself across the village like a velvet cloak. The stones beneath your feet have witnessed centuries of travelers, their surfaces worn smooth by generations of farmers returning home, merchants closing their shops, and children racing toward dinner calls. Each cobblestone holds within it iron-rich minerals that absorb the day's warmth, and now they release this stored heat back into the cooling air, creating gentle currents that dance around your ankles. The first window glows amber in a cottage to your left. Inside, candlelight flickers behind wavy glass panes, glass crafted using techniques unchanged since medieval times, when artisans would blow molten sand into delicate sheets. These imperfect panes create rippling patterns across the light, transforming simple flames into moving watercolors on interior walls. Traditional tallow candles, made from rendered animal fat mixed with beeswax, burn with a golden luminosity that electric bulbs can never quite replicate. The flame consumes oxygen at a rate that actually affects the room's atmosphere, creating negative ions that some researchers believe promote feelings of calm and mental clarity. Above the rooftops, the moon begins its ascent. Lunar light reaches Earth after traveling 238,855 miles through space in just 1.3 seconds, arriving as photons that bounce off the moon's regolith, a powdery surface formed by billions of years of meteorite impacts. This reflected sunlight carries a different quality than direct solar rays. It lacks the harsh ultraviolet spectrum, bathing the village in what scientists call scotopic vision lighting, which activates the rod cells in human eyes rather than cone cells. This shift in visual processing triggers melatonin production in the pineal gland, beginning your body's natural preparation for sleep. Chimney smoke spirals upward from slate roofs, carrying with it the scent of burning birch and oak. Wood smoke contains over 200 chemical compounds, but the dominant ones, guaiacol and syringol, create what our brains interpret as comforting and nostalgic aromas. Medieval villagers understood that different woods served different purposes: apple wood for sweetness, cherry for a mild warmth, ash for steady heat. The smoke rises in helical patterns, following the Coriolis effect even at this small scale, twisting counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere as thermal updrafts meet cooler evening air. The village architecture surrounds you with structures built from locally quarried limestone and sandstone, materials that breathe with the seasons. These porous stones absorb moisture during humid days and release it during dry periods, creating a natural climate control system that maintains comfortable interior temperatures. The walls measure 2 feet thick in some buildings, providing insulation that keeps winter warmth inside and summer heat outside. Timber framing follows patterns developed by Norman builders in the 11th century, with mortise and tenon joints held together by wooden pegs that actually strengthen as they age and compress. A garden gate creaks on iron hinges, the sound sharp in the quieting evening. Ironsmiths forged these fixtures in coal-fired furnaces, hammering the metal while it glowed orange at 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit. The gentle rust that coats old iron produces iron oxide, which creates that distinctive metallic scent when touched. Your skin oils react with the oxide, releasing carbonyl compounds that your nose recognizes as metallic. Shadows lengthen and merge as the sun dips below distant hills. This transition period, called the blue hour by photographers, occurs when the sun sits between 4 and 8 degrees below the horizon. During these minutes, indirect sunlight scatters through the upper atmosphere, with shorter blue wavelengths dominating the sky's color spectrum. The village transforms in this ethereal light, becoming softer, more dreamlike, as if existing between two worlds. You pass a stone well in the village square, its worn edge dipped by centuries of rope friction. These communal gathering places once served as the heart of village social life, where residents exchanged news and gossip while drawing water from aquifers deep beneath the earth. The well shaft descends through layers of sedimentary rock, reaching water tables that filtered through soil and stone for decades, emerging cold and mineral-rich. On quiet nights, villagers claimed they could hear echoes from the water's surface 40 feet below, each sound bouncing off stone walls in descending reverberations. Part 2. The Deep Night Hours. The village has surrendered fully to night now. Street lamps burn with soft whale oil or later, coal gas, creating pools of yellow light that push back against the darkness without conquering it. These islands of illumination appear every 30 yards along the main street, a spacing calculated by 19th-century municipal planners to provide safety while conserving fuel. Between each lamp, shadows reign, and your eyes adjust through a process called dark adaptation, where your pupils dilate from 2 millimeters to up to 8 millimeters in diameter, allowing 16 times more light to enter your retina. Nocturnal creatures emerge in the darkness beyond the village edge. Tawny owls begin their haunting calls from oak trees in nearby woods. These birds possess asymmetrical ear placements. The left ear sits higher than the right, allowing them to triangulate sound sources with astonishing precision. A mouse moving through dry leaves 50 meters away creates sound waves that reach each ear with a time difference of just 0.00003 seconds, but this minuscule gap provides enough information for the owl to locate its prey within a few centimeters. Village folklore transformed these hunting calls into omens and portents. In Celtic traditions, hearing an owl meant a soul was transitioning between worlds, while in ancient Rome, an owl's cry predicted impending change. Bats spiral through the air above the village square, their echolocation clicks pitched too high for human ears to detect. These creatures emit sounds between 20 and 100 kilohertz, well above our upper hearing limit of 20 kilohertz. Then interpret the returning echoes to construct detailed mental maps of their environment. A single bat can catch and consume up to 1,000 mosquito-sized insects in 1 hour, making them invaluable allies to rural communities. Medieval villagers often welcomed bats into their barns and attics, recognizing their role in protecting grain stores from insect damage. The church tower clock chimes 11. Its bronze bell cast in 1687 by a traveling bell founder who melted copper and tin in a pit dug beside the church. Bell metal requires precise ratios, 78% copper to 22% tin, to produce the resonant tones that carry across the countryside. The sound waves travel through the night air at 343 meters per second, their lower frequencies traveling farther than higher ones, creating that characteristic deep, carrying quality of church bells. Villagers once used these tones to mark not just hours, but events. Rapid peals for fire warnings, slow tolls for funerals, joyful cascades for weddings. You notice how silence here differs from city quiet. Rural silence contains subtle layers of sound. Wind moving through deciduous leaves creates frequencies between 500 and 5,000 hertz, a range that human hearing finds particularly soothing. Distant sheep bleating, the rustle of nocturnal hedgehogs in garden borders, the creak of weather vanes turning on barn roofs. These sounds arrive spaced by seconds of near silence, allowing your nervous system to process each one individually. Urban environments assault the ears with overlapping frequencies that prevent this type of auditory rest, keeping the amygdala in a state of low-level alert that interferes with deep relaxation. Traditional stone walls radiate the day's stored heat back into the night air, creating microclimates around each building. Limestone can store up to 1.3 kilojoules of energy per kilogram per degree Celsius, releasing this warmth slowly through the night. Cats seek out these warm walls, pressing their bodies against the stones to conserve energy during cool nights. Village cats have patrolled these streets for millennia, descended from African wildcats that first domesticated themselves around 10,000 years ago by hunting rodents attracted to human grain stores. A fox crosses the lane ahead, its eyes reflecting your lantern light in bright green coins. This eyeshine comes from the tapetum lucidum, a reflective layer behind the retina that bounces light back through light-detecting cells, giving the animal a second chance to capture photons. The reflection appears green because the tapetum contains zinc and riboflavin crystals that preferentially reflect wavelengths around 510 nanometers. Foxes featured prominently in village folklore as trickster figures, shapeshifters, and boundary crossers who moved between civilized and wild spaces, fitting roles for animals that hunt in both forest and farmyard. Part 3. The Deepest Quiet. Past midnight, the village achieves its deepest stillness. Human circadian rhythms reach their lowest point between 2 and 4 a.m., when body temperature drops to its minimum, melatonin peaks in the bloodstream, and cognitive function slows. This timing evolved over millions of years, syncing human biology to the Earth's 24-hour rotation through light-sensitive proteins in our eyes that communicate directly with the suprachiasmatic nucleus in the hypothalamus. Villages without artificial light pollution maintained this natural rhythm more reliably than modern settlements, allowing residents to experience sleep patterns unchanged since prehistoric times. The Milky Way stretches overhead in a luminous river. This view, lost to most modern humans, shows our home galaxy as our ancestors saw it, a glowing band containing 100 billion stars, each one a sun like ours, many hosting their own planetary systems. The light from these stars began its journey toward Earth anywhere from 4 to 26,000 years ago, meaning you observe ancient light, photons that started traveling when mammoths still walked the Earth or when early humans first decorated cave walls in France. Village elders taught children to navigate by constellations, to predict seasons by stellar positions, to measure time by the slow rotation of Polaris around the celestial pole. Dew begins forming on every surface as temperature drops and humidity condenses. Grass blades, stone walls, wooden gates, all collect tiny droplets that refract moonlight into countless miniature prisms. This dew provided crucial moisture for village gardens during dry summers, sometimes contributing as much as 0.5 millimeters of water per night. Medieval herbalists collected dew in linen sheets during certain lunar phases, believing it held medicinal properties. While the magic was imaginary, the water was indeed pure, distilled through atmospheric processes similar to rain formation but gentler, less contaminated by industrial pollutants. A lone candle still burns in an upper window. Someone lies awake, perhaps reading by candlelight, perhaps tending a sick child, perhaps simply unable to sleep. Insomnia has ancient roots. Even Roman writers described sleepless nights, recommending remedies of warm milk, lavender tea, or repetitive prayers. The soft candlelight creates shadows that dance and shift, a visual pattern that paradoxically helps some minds relax through its gentle, unpredictable movement. Staring at a candle flame provides a natural form of meditation, the flickering between 10 and 15 times per second creating a frequency that entrains brainwaves toward the alpha state associated with calm wakefulness. The stone church wall beside you still holds remnants of medieval scratch marks, symbols etched by pilgrims, dates carved by stonemasons, protective hexes against evil spirits. These marks connect you to countless human hands that touched these same stones, felt their cool solidity, sought comfort in their permanence. The limestone contains fossilized sea creatures from 150 million years ago, when this land lay beneath tropical oceans. Ammonites, crinoids, and ancient coral create subtle patterns in the stone, reminders that even villages rest on layers of deep time. Your breathing slows, matching the rhythm of the night. Each exhale releases carbon dioxide into air that village plants will photosynthesize come morning, creating oxygen for the next cycle. This exchange has continued unbroken since the first photosynthetic bacteria appeared 3.5 billion years ago, an ancient partnership between breath and chlorophyll that sustains all complex life. The village sleeps within this invisible web of oxygen and carbon, nitrogen and hydrogen, all cycling through soil, air, water, and living tissue in patterns governed by chemistry as reliable as the moon's phases. Dawn remains hours away, but already the darkness has done its work on your mind. The absence of visual stimulation allowed your brain to shift resources from the occipital lobe to the prefrontal cortex, encouraging introspection and memory consolidation. The quiet activated your parasympathetic nervous system, lowering heart rate, relaxing muscles, preparing body and mind for restorative sleep. The village, in its timeless stillness, has shared its ancient gift, the deep peace that comes from surrendering to night's rhythm, accepting darkness, and trusting that light will return with the morning. The cobblestones lead onward, winding between sleeping cottages, beneath star-scattered skies, through the eternal night that has sheltered villages since humans first gathered in permanent settlements. This path has no end, only the gentle continuation of one peaceful step after another, breathing in the cool air, releasing the day's concerns, walking slowly toward rest. Part 4. The Hour of Dreams. The village clock has long since chimed its final note, and now you walk through the hour when dreams deepen and the boundary between sleep and waking grows thin as mist. Ancient physicians called this time the liver hour, believing that between 1 and 3 a.m., this organ performed its most crucial cleansing work, filtering toxins accumulated during waking hours. Modern science confirms their intuition. The glymphatic system, discovered only in 2012, floods the sleeping brain with cerebrospinal fluid during deep sleep, washing away metabolic waste products that accumulate during thought and activity. The village sleeps deeply now, its residents' brains performing this nightly housekeeping, their neural pathways reorganizing memories, strengthening important connections while pruning away the trivial details of daily life. A barn owl glides past on wings engineered for absolute silence. The leading edge of each feather contains tiny serrations that break up turbulent air into smaller, quieter currents, while a soft, velvety fringe on the trailing edge muffles any remaining sound. This acoustic stealth allows the owl to hear its prey even while flying, approaching mice and voles without the whisper of warning that would send them diving for cover. Village farmers recognize these birds as essential partners, building special entrance holes high in barn walls and protecting nesting sites from disturbance. A single barn owl family consumes roughly 3,000 rodents each year, providing pest control worth far more than any poison or trap. The village pond reflects the constellation Orion, his belt stars shimmering on the water's dark mirror. These three stars, Alnitak, Alnilam, and Mintaka, burn between 800 and 1,200 light-years away, massive blue supergiants, each dozens of times larger than our sun. The light entering your eyes left these stars during the Crusades, when this village was young and its oldest buildings were newly raised. Orion guided travelers throughout human history. Sailors navigated by his rising and setting positions, farmers planted crops when he appeared at dawn, hunters invoked his name for success in the chase. The constellation's visibility changes with seasons because Earth's orbit carries us to different vantage points around the sun, revealing different sectors of the cosmic sphere as months progress. Frost begins forming on exposed surfaces where temperatures drop below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Water vapor in the air transforms directly into ice crystals without passing through liquid phase, a process called deposition that creates intricate hexagonal patterns. Each crystal grows according to temperature and humidity conditions, no two exactly alike, building elaborate structures atom by atom. These ice flowers bloom on gate posts and window ledges, on fallen leaves and spider webs, transforming ordinary objects into crystalline sculptures that will vanish with tomorrow's sun. Medieval villagers saw these patterns as evidence of divine geometry, mathematical perfection hidden in nature's seemingly random processes. A dog shifts in sleep behind a cottage door, its paws twitching through dream chases. Dogs experience REM sleep cycles similar to humans, their brains producing the same rapid eye movements, the same muscle paralysis that prevents acting out dream movements, the same theta wave patterns that characterize human dreaming. Research suggests they dream of daily activities: running, playing, interacting with their human families. This shared biology connects us to our ancient partnership with dogs, a relationship beginning perhaps 40,000 years ago when wolf ancestors first approached human campfires, drawn by scraps and warmth, beginning the longest domestication experiment in history. The wind changes direction, bringing scents from the surrounding farmland. Freshly turned earth releases geosmin, an organic compound produced by soil bacteria, creating that distinctive, earthy smell that human noses can detect at concentrations as low as 5 parts per trillion. This extraordinary sensitivity likely evolved because geosmin often signals approaching rain. The bacteria release it when soil moisture increases, giving our ancestors advance warning to seek shelter. The wind also carries pollen from night-blooming flowers, scent molecules from distant pine forests, and the mineral tang of the nearby stream, each odor painting invisible landscapes in the air. Village bread ovens retain heat from yesterday's baking, their brick interiors still warm enough to dry herbs or prove dough. These massive structures, built from firebrick and clay, could maintain baking temperatures for days after a single firing. Village families took turns using communal ovens, a practice that encouraged social cooperation and prevented wasteful fuel consumption. The baking schedule followed weekly rhythms: bread on certain days, pies on others, roasted meats for Sunday dinners. The oven's thermal mass stabilized their neighborhood's microclimates, radiating gentle warmth that took the edge off winter nights and provided gathering spots where villagers shared news and stories while waiting for their loaves to brown. Part 5. The Promise of Dawn. The darkness begins its subtle transformation, imperceptible at first, a gradual shift from black to deep blue that signals dawn's approach even though sunrise remains an hour away. This astronomical twilight begins when the sun reaches 18 degrees below the horizon, its light scattering through the upper atmosphere in wavelengths too faint for conscious perception but detected by light-sensitive proteins in human eyes. These proteins, called melanopsin, send signals to brain regions controlling circadian rhythms, beginning the cascade of hormonal changes that will wake the village. Cortisol rising, melatonin falling, body temperature climbing from its nighttime low. Early birds begin their first tentative songs. The European robin, surprisingly territorial and aggressive despite its cheerful appearance, stakes its claim with a warbling tune that carries through the cold air with exceptional clarity. Sound travels faster in cold, dense air, about 1,086 feet per second at 32 degrees Fahrenheit compared to 1,135 feet per second at 68 degrees, giving dawn songs a crisp quality they lack at midday. Bird dawn chorus follows a predictable sequence based on each species' light sensitivity. Robins and blackbirds sing first, followed by wrens and thrushes, then finches and sparrows as the light strengthens. This timing evolved over millions of years, each species claiming its acoustic niche in the daily symphony. The village baker rises first, as bakers have since bread became humanity's staple food. The bakery window glows yellow-orange as the wood-fired oven roars to life, flames consuming oak logs cut last autumn and dried through winter months. Bread making follows rhythms older than the village itself. Mixing flour and water activates enzymes that break starches into sugars. Wild yeasts metabolize these sugars into carbon dioxide and alcohol. Gluten proteins form elastic networks that trap gas bubbles. Heat transforms sticky dough into aromatic loaf. This transformation, repeated daily for 10,000 years across countless human settlements, represents one of our species' fundamental technologies, second perhaps only to fire itself. Mist rises from the village stream, water vapor condensing in the cool dawn air then evaporating again as it drifts upward into slightly warmer atmospheric layers. This mist flows like a living thing, following the stream's course through the village, pooling in low places, dissipating around sun-warmed stones. It scatters the strengthening light into soft diffusion, turning the village ethereal and dreamlike during these transition moments. Painters and photographers prize this brief window when mist softens every edge and colors shift toward pastels. When the world seems suspended between states, neither fully night nor truly day. The night watch, a tradition in some villages dating to medieval times, completes his final round. His lantern, burning whale oil or later kerosene, swings gently as he walks, checking doors, noting anything unusual, serving as the community's guardian through vulnerable darkness hours. This role evolved from ancient practices of maintaining fire through the night, ensuring that no household's hearth died completely, preserving the precious flame that represented life, warmth, safety, and civilization itself. Though modern villages no longer employ night watchmen, the tradition persists in folk memory, in songs about lonely vigilance, in stories of supernatural encounters during those solitary hours. Cats return from their hunting expeditions, carrying field mice or remaining empty-pawed, seeking warm spots to sleep through the coming day. These crepuscular hunters time their activity to prey behavior. Rodents emerge at dusk and dawn when raptor vision becomes less effective but light still permits navigation. Domestic cats retain the hunting instincts of their wild ancestors even when well-fed, the drive to stalk and pounce encoded so deeply that it persists despite 10,000 years of domestication. Village cats formed loose colonies around human settlements, accepted rather than truly domesticated, maintaining their independence while benefiting from proximity to human food sources. The first human voices break the night silence, the baker calling to his apprentice, a farmer heading to early milking, a mother soothing a waking infant. These sounds mark the village's return to activity, the social world stirring after its period of rest and restoration. Human settlements have awakened to similar sounds for millennia. Infants crying, fires being stoked, water drawn from wells, greetings exchanged between early risers. These mundane noises represent community, cooperation, the countless small interactions that bind individuals into functioning societies. Light strengthens moment by moment now, colors emerging from monochrome darkness. The sky shifts through deepening blues toward the pale yellows and pinks that precede sunrise. This gradual brightening allows your eyes to adjust smoothly, cone cells gradually taking over from rod cells, color vision returning after its nighttime absence. The village reveals itself in stages, first outlines, then details, finally the full texture of stone and wood, slate and tile, the intricate reality that darkness had simplified into shadow and suggestion. The night's journey ends as all journeys must, arriving at a destination that was present from the beginning. The village that seemed so mysterious in darkness reveals itself as ordinary in growing light. Familiar walls and doors, known streets and squares, the comfortable geography of daily life. Yet something of the night's magic lingers, a reminder that familiar places hold hidden depths, that darkness brings its own gifts, that stillness and silence nourish aspects of human experience that activity and noise cannot reach. The cobblestone path leads homeward now, toward rest earned, toward sleep deserved, toward dreams that will carry you through your own inner landscape until you wake refreshed and renewed. Thank you for sharing this peaceful night walk with me. Subscribe to experience more tranquil journeys through sleeping landscapes, and tell me in the comments which quiet places call to your heart. Rest deeply, dear travelers.